latest in tech and accessibility. This is Access Tech Live with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo.
Hi, I'm Stephen Scott. Marc Aflalo is with me as always. Our next guest is a Lego enthusiast who found that putting together the famous coloured bricks wasn't quite easy when you are blind or indeed low vision. So he set out to change that. Matthew Schifrin is the creator of Bricks for the Blind and joins us now. Welcome to the show, Matthew.
Oh, thank you so much. Great to be here, Stephen.
So how long have you been building Lego before you founded Bricks for the Blind? And tell us more about what that's all about.
Oh, so my Lego journey started in the middle of a stranger's driveway when I was 6 or 7. And my friend Aflalo was driving me back from a piano lesson. We stop somewhere. She says, "Get out of the car." I do, but I say, "This isn't our house. Where are we?" And she said, "Walk forward. I have a surprise for you." So I make my way forward and hit a big plastic crate. And I say, "What's this?" She says, "Doesn't matter. We have to get it in the car." The two of us are able to haul this plastic crate into the trunk of her car. And she says, "Open this." So I open this crate, and it's filled to the brim with Lego bricks. And that was really when my journey with Lego started. And it continued on through my days in elementary school. And in elementary school, it was very interesting because all my friends were big Lego fans. And they would build the latest castles and dinosaurs and pirate ships and robots. And they would tell me, "Oh, I built a pirate ship." And I'd say, "That's amazing. How'd you do it?" And they'd look at me and they'd say, "Well, the instructions, they had the pictures, they told us what to do. And so we just followed them." And I really didn't have that opportunity. So I'd commandeer my parents. And I'd say, "Mom, Dad, do you have any free time?" And they'd say, "Well, not really, but what do you need?" And I'd say, "Could we please build the set?" And we'd start building. And it took us hours. It took us 3-4 hours to make a $20-30 set because they had to tell me what piece we needed. I'd go scrounging around for it in the box. And then they'd tell me where to put it. And I'd put it somewhere. And then we'd go piece by piece. And it was excruciating. And the parents were suffering because it took so much time. And as a result, a lot of the sets just ended up in the general Lego bin, swallowed up, never to be built again. And that all changed on my 13th birthday. Lila, the same friend who I'd mentioned before, came over, and she brought this box and this binder. And this box is big. It's not a shoebox. It's something serious. And I shake the box, and it makes that tinkly plastic sound. So I have an idea of what's there. But then I realized that this box has a label in Braille. And the Braille label says, "Lego Battle of Alamut." And that's a large Middle Eastern castle that I had secretly been eyeing on Amazon. And because I couldn't build sets, I would read reviews and I would drool over the possibility. These sighted people would write about the glories, and they'd say, "Oh, well, this one has a camel, that one has a dragon." And I'd always think, wow, they're having the time of their lives here. But then Zita said, "Open this binder." And in this binder were hand-brailled instructions that she had created on her own. And they said exactly what kind of pieces you needed and where they should be placed. And that was really when my life changed. Because that was the first time that I was able to build a set on my own. And she'd done an amazing job with the sorting of the pieces. She had taken each step of the instructions, and she had put the parts for that step into a separate Ziploc bag, and she labeled that in Braille. And so when I needed the pieces for the next step, I'd just take the next Ziploc. You're done with step 1, take Ziploc 2. And it was a very fast and very efficient process. And it was really just amazing. A lot of people, when they get into a hobby, Lego or puzzle building or chess, whatever it may be, they talk about entering the flow state. And in this flow state, all you're thinking about is this current moment and this current experience. Whatever puzzle piece you're looking for, whatever Lego brick you're placing, whatever move you're considering in your chess game, that is all that you can think about. And that flow state was crucial to me as a blind person, because oftentimes blind people are very easily stressed by the world around them. They walk around, they need to get from point A to point B. Is this the right door? Is that the right train? What side of the street am I on? Et cetera, et cetera. So navigating a city is very stressful. And what Lego offered me was the opportunity to really relax and just focus on this one thing. But not only that, Lego was a wonderful opportunity to learn about the world around me. I couldn't climb the Louvre or the Statue of Liberty or the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, the Louvre, would get me arrested, and the Millennium Falcon just doesn't exist. And Lego allowed for this experience of these landmarks and these moments of cinema and all this stuff. And as soon, it was really an opportunity to just engage with the world in a way that had previously been impossible. As soon as we built that first set, I said, okay, we need to step this up a notch. Those first instructions had been just in paper braille. And so then we started writing instructions as Microsoft Word documents. I could read them on a braille note taker, and Lilo could braille them on a computer. And so then we realized that this was the way to do it. I could braille them, she could braille them, she types them, I correct them. And then we had this staff of instructions, and I thought we need to start a website. So initially we started this website called Lego for the Blind, and then Lilo died of cancer. And I thought to myself, okay, you have a choice. You either keep this project alive and get it into the hands of people who want these experiences, or you just let it crumble. Well, what's your choice? And I said, okay, I want to keep it alive. So I got in touch with Lego, and Lego said, yes, this is wonderful. We want to make instructions. So then Lego started making their own instructions for some of their sets. And Lego for the Blind evolved and turned into Bricks for the Blind. And Bricks for the Blind create text-based building instructions for Lego sets. And we do the sets that Lego do not adapt. And we try to cover as many different themes and kind of types of set as possible. So recently we have instructions up for the Saturn V rocket, which has 1,959 pieces, and you build the rocket, and it's big and glorious, and you have little astronauts, and you can put them on the rocket, and it's this whole experience. And what's cool in terms of Bricks for the Blind's evolution is initially, when we had Lego for the Blind, it was just me testing the instructions, and Lilo was our only writer. And now we have sighted instruction writers and a group of blind instruction testers. And the writers write the instructions. They have the set. They take the pictorial instructions, and then they write out in text. Put a 1x2 brick vertically on the front left corner of the 4x2 plate. A plate is a flat Lego piece, and a brick is a brick Lego piece. But now these blind testers, what they do is they give the feedback. They get instructions from the sighted person, and now it's their job to build the set and to figure out whether there are any mistakes, or if things are confusing, how they can explain them further. And the best part is really seeing these blind testers. They're having as much fun as I have. And it's just wonderful seeing both the blind and the sighted communities engaged in this project and really reveling in the opportunity to make it accessible. But the best part are the fans. As soon as a new set comes out, we get emails from blind Lego fans, and they say, wow, I never thought I could do this, but here I am. You guys got me into this hobby that I never thought that I could get into. And that's the joy of it.
You know, Matthew, you've turned this into almost a full-time career. You've spoken at numerous high-profile events, venues, TED Talks. I'm curious how that came to be, and I'm curious also because since then, Lego's launched their own Braille bricks, which we've talked about a lot on the show here. Have you had a chance to play with those?
Oh, the Braille bricks are absolutely wonderful, and they are a great opportunity to really, in the blind landscape, as you know, there's a lot of talk about literacy, and people aren't learning Braille as much as they should. How do they do this? And Braille bricks are an absolutely fantastic way to really turn Braille into play. And you can play, instead of Pictionary, you could play Constructionary, where you have a bunch of bricks and someone picks a brick and they say, hey, it's got to start with D. And so the kid can build a dog or a dinosaur or a dump truck or whatever. And it's just the sheer amount of possibilities that Braille bricks offer for literacy, but also they make it fun. D can be for Darth Vader. You can put him on your D. C can be for, I don't know, the cyclone. You build a tornado, whatever. The freedom that they offer is really unparalleled. In terms of the TED Talks and the speaking, that came about because of a documentary called How Lego Helps Blind People See. There's a YouTube channel called Braincraft who do neuroscience videos. And when Lego for the Blind was first starting, Bricks for the Blind, I should say, I thought to myself, okay, you have to get this out there beyond the people who you know. How do you do that? And I went on YouTube, and I found all of the YouTube creators who create science and educational content, kind of pop science, if you will. And I wrote all of them, and emails and links and this and that. And Braincraft were the ones who responded. And Vanessa Hill, the creator of the Braincraft channel, she's a neuroscientist, psychologist, she made an absolutely incredible video. And in this video, it wasn't just the accessible instructions. It was really an analysis of how a blind person's brain is able to process this type of information differently than a sighted person's. And that video did so well that that's really when everything else kind of took off. After that were the TED Talks and the articles in the Washington Post, and all of these other things really sprung out of that video. And before that video, there was also a wonderful article in Popular Science that really kind of catapulted things. Those two articles were the things that really got us started.
Matthew, I just want to ask you this because, you know, it's interesting you talk about getting the word out to more people. And, you know, my recent experience of going to the Lego store, and I'm blind myself, going to buy the Braille bricks, being told you can get them online, which is great, and I was happy to do that. But then being confronted by a staff member who tells me that they've bought a set of these Braille bricks for her sighted friend. She is sighted herself. It kind of shows how this whole idea has kind of transcended the whole need to make Lego more accessible, especially to children, which was the original purpose of Lego Braille bricks, and now, of course, to adults through play as well. It's kind of even eating into everybody else's interest of Braille, which is surely brilliant.
Absolutely. It's just
Matthew,
amazing
it's been great
to
having
see.
you. Yeah, I mean, it's been great having you on. You've got an incredible story that you've been sharing with us today. I honestly, I am furiously taking notes in my mind of all these websites I have to go and visit immediately afterwards, because when I get my Braille bricks through, I need to go and check out all these audio instructions and everything else. I think there's a lot of people who are going to be learning a lot from this today. You know, Mark, I don't know about you, but, you know, I didn't really know much about this side of things at all. I knew that Lego Braille bricks was a thing. I'm learning so much today, which is why I love doing this program. Matthew Schifrin, thank you so much for coming on to Access Tech Live and joining us here. I'm always plugging my other show, Matthew, just ignore me. But yes, you can find Matthew and everything he does at bricksfortheblind.com. That's bricksfortheblind.com, where I will be heading straight after.
Or .org, he said? Okay, perfect. We'll put that up, Matt.
It's not .com.
It's not .com, it's .org. There we go. I'll absolutely clarify that. bricksfortheblind.org. Matthew, thank you.
When we come back, guys, the CNAB helps get the word out about Lego Braille bricks. Grant Hardy's back to discuss, obviously, that and a lot more. Plus, of course, your answers to the question of the day and hopefully some photos. So do stick around. This is Access Tech Live. We'll be back with Grant in just a moment.
We want to hear from you. Follow us on social media and get involved at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back.